Hello, welcome again. Right now we have set up boxes over here, but I like to convert them into a sphere using OpenLand Mesh. So let's do that. First, let's open the blueprint. This is how we created our cube. I'm gonna go to the components tab over here. I'm gonna select my root component, Hello Cube in this case. On the details panel, we have a section called OpenLand Mesh. Here you can have an option called Run CPU Vertex Modifier. So we're gonna hit that, and we're gonna compile, and there's nothing happens. So basically, Vertex Modifier is something pretty simple. So if I go to wireframe mode on this cube, we have set up vertices. Using a vertex modifier, we can change the position of these vertices individually. By using that, we can do a lot of things. One of the things we can do quite easily is to convert this box into a sphere. Let's do that. First, I'm going to go to my blueprint tab, and there's a section called functions, and I'm going to hover that, and I have this override button. I'm going to click that. Now we have a function called onModifyVertex, which is coming from the OpenLand Mesh actor, and I'm going to hit that. Now I'm going to delete this parent node, and then I'm going to connect these wires over here. Okay, now we have a connection, and I'm going to right click on this payload, hit split struct fin. So now we can see what are the stuff coming into this function. So this is a payload position, and this is what we are interested in. And here on the return node, I'm going to right click on the return value, and I'm going to hit split struct pin. So now we have a position. So we have input position and we have output position. We can do anything in between and do anything with the position. So I'm gonna compile right now. Now, as you expected, we don't see anything on the viewport because we are not returning anything. So now I can connect this wire, and I'm gonna hit compile. So now I can see my cube. Now let's try to convert this into a sphere, which is quite easy. To make a sphere, each and every vertex over here has a uniform length. So we can get that uniform length by normalizing or creating the unit vector. So which is quite easy to do. I get my position, and I'm gonna hit normalize. So this is just a vector with 1 centimeter long. So I'm gonna multiply that by some number, let's say 100. Multiply by a float, which is, let's say, 100. So I'm going to connect that into my return value, and I'm going to hit save. So now you can see we have a really nice looking sphere. So that's simple as that. So I can go to the lit mode. Yeah, you can see sphere. And if you look at carefully, you can see the triangles or the squares. So we can easily get rid of by using smoothing normals, but we're going to talk about that in a different video. So right now our sphere has a uniform length of 100 centimeters, but we like to customize that from the editor. So in order to do that, so I'm gonna hit this green pin, and I'm gonna drag this a little bit and release. And now we have an option to promote to a variable. We have a variable called new var0, and I'm gonna rename that into radius. Okay, and I'm gonna make it instant editable. I'm gonna compile and save. So now I have a variable, so I can change it from the editor. So let's do that. So I'm gonna close this. So now you can see from the editor we have set up spheres. So let's say I need to make this sphere a little bit smaller. So quite easy. We have the radius parameter. Let's put something around 50, and I'm gonna hit build mesh. So now you can see it. Yeah, it does what we really need. And if you notice, there's two buttons called build mesh and modify mesh. So I can hit 100 again, maybe 200, and I'm gonna hit modify mesh, and that's the job. But what's the difference? So if you make any changes to OpenLand Mesh section, and then you have to click the build mesh. So if you hit modify mesh, it will run the vertex modifiers one more time. So basically you can change any parameters over there and hit modify mesh, and that's the whole idea. Right, that's it. That's how we can create a sphere out of a box using OpenLand Mesh Vertex Modifier. All right, see you soon with another tutorial. Bye.